Hi, my name is Darko and I'm a medium. And this is Lucy, this is my assistant. Welcome to our channel. Before I share the story that brought you to this video, let me tell you a little bit about myself. I was born with this gift of having an open channel to a non-physical world is the best that I can describe it. I know that a lot of people use terms like clairsentience, clairaudience, clairvoyance. I like to keep it simple because I grew up in a region that doesn't have any mediums and never had any mediums. I was never surrounded with them, so I didn't have any framework to put myself in it. So the way I've learned it is how I'm going to convey it to you. For example, these channels through which I can receive the information from a non-physical world are knowing is when the information just downloads into my mind is the best that I can describe. Another way of receiving information is when I hear the information. It's like someone tells me, but it's not the outside voice. It's not really like people show it in the movies, like, you know, somebody walking down the street and they're hearing people and seeing people. It was never really for me like that way. When I have visions, when I see things, when I see objects, when I see memories as a video, I see them like right up here in my mind. This is where they show up. When I hear something, it's like hearing it internally. It's like a sentence or a word just drops into my mind. A sentence that is completely different from my own thinking. Since I lived with this gift my entire life, I had many opportunities and many occasions actually to test it. The information that comes through that actually becomes something that I see in the physical world manifesting around me. So today's story is actually one of those stories that I want to talk to you about. Now, this is something that I've experienced on many occasions in my lifetime. And today, because of it, I want to share a story with you about how actually, how it works for me and how Spirit can use us to help someone who might be in need of our services. It was Thursday. I can't remember the exact date right now, but let's just say that it was Thursday. I was just sitting having coffee, just relaxing, and all of a sudden I hear that when I go to a vet's office to take Lucy right here, to take her for vaccination, that there's going to be a dog for euthanasia. As I've heard that information, I told myself, I don't think that I can be a witness to that event. I'm not sure that I can do it. So what I said to myself, you know what, I'm not going to go on Monday. Now I'm going to trick the Spirit. This is what I thought. I'm going to trick the Spirit, so I'm not going to go on Monday. I'm going to go on Tuesday instead. And usually the vet's office, I think, opens at 8 o'clock. And from my own personal experience, if you come before 10 a.m., there are not that many people, or usually people don't start coming in before 10 a.m. So I've said to myself, you know what, instead of Monday, I'm going to go on Tuesday, and I'm going to go early in the morning, right at 8 o'clock, when there's no one there, so that I can avoid this event. Days went by, I didn't get any more information about the event itself. So the Monday came and I was like, nope, I'm not going today, I'm gonna go the next day. So the Tuesday comes. I get up very early, have my coffee, I take Lucy and we go to a vet's office. As I opened the door and as I walked into vet's office, there was a couple, a younger couple. They were holding a 17-year-old dog in their arms. I looked at them and I just knew this was it. It's really emotional for me to talk about this, but I approached them and I said hi to them and I was like, what's happening? Is she okay? And the woman looked at me and she said, no, we came here to say goodbye to her. since I've had personal experience with euthanasia, with going through the entire process, I know exactly what she was going through because I was in her place once, actually twice. I had to do it 2 times in my life, but I know exactly what they were going through. I stayed with them. I spoke with them. I've shared my own experience. I told them, this is really hard because it's personal. When they went inside of the office, I waited outside until it was done. When they came out, I could see how devastated they were because I know the feeling. I really do. What I did in that moment is I came up to them. I gave them the biggest hug I could, and I was just crying. I was just crying my eyes out because I knew exactly what they were going through. We stayed for a bit. We spoke a bit more, and then I gave them my contact information. I told them that if they ever needed any assistance, even if it's just talking to somebody, they can contact me at any time of the day because I knew exactly what it was like. I know that sometimes we live in a world where people don't have compassion, don't have understanding for people who lose pets, and especially under such a difficult circumstances as euthanasia. To many people, it's just a dog, it's just an animal, you know. They don't have a personal experience of having a pet as a family member, as someone you grew up with, someone who's been there for you and you've been there for them your entire life. So I know how it can be. People just dismiss your loss. I was actually there for them because in the time when I was going through a similar experience, I didn't have many people who were there for me. I didn't have that much of an understanding. It was like, oh yeah, his pet died. You know, many people just turn their head when they see you out on the street because many people are not comfortable being around people who are experiencing a loss. They don't know what to say. They can't face the death itself. So when I got home that day, maybe a couple of hours later, a woman texted me and she said something like, "You have no idea how much it meant for us that you were there with us when we had to go through that experience." And it was a sentence that really struck me when she said, "It's like the universe itself had sent you to be there in that moment." Because I was actually crying with them at the moment when it happened. She said to me, "I'm so sorry that you had to cry." And I was like, no. Sometimes we do need someone that's going to understand us when we're going through a difficult situation, and crying is actually good. It's healthy. It's how we get the emotions out. So this was a brief story of how the Spirit can actually use us to be there for each other in the most difficult moments, if we choose to do so. Sometimes we can avoid certain situations. We're just going to be at the right time, at the right place, for the right people who need us. This was just one of many experiences like this that I had in my life, and I wanted to share this story with you today. And what better way to put myself out there and to create this channel, to make myself available for those people who are going through similar experiences and who wonder if there is something beyond this life. Do we continue or not? I've had many more experiences like this, and I'm going to be sharing them with you, and I'm going to be sharing many more lessons that I've learned through personal experience and through communication with the non-physical world. Whether you call it a spirit, whether you call it a quantum field, it doesn't really matter. The framework is your own to choose for yourself. I personally believe that the loss is the most painful thing we will ever experience, and that pain has a way of closing our heart. I also believe that our relationship with those we love shouldn't be defined by the physical form. It's about the love we shared and who we became because they were in our lives. I've learned over the years that while we can't change what happened, we can choose to let our pain make us more empathic. We can choose to be for others what no one was for us when we needed it. Somehow, I believe that it's about following the whispers of the heart, whether you call it intuition, clairaudience, or simply the spirit whispers. Because it wasn't my logic that brought me to the vet that day. It was something higher. It was an invitation to be a bridge. Until the next time, big hello from Lucy and I. Bye.